scene script. Have you ever wondered why we say once in a blue moon? This phrase, steeped in whimsy and mystery, has intrigued us for centuries. The term blue moon is often used to denote something rare, intriguing, and somewhat elusive. But what exactly is a blue moon, and why is it so rare? Interestingly, the term blue moon has nothing to do with the actual color of the moon. Yes, you heard that right. The moon isn't actually blue during a blue moon. So where does the term come from, and why has it captured our collective imaginations? The term blue moon is a marvel of language, history, and astronomy, tangled in an intricate dance. It's a term that has evolved and morphed over time, taking on new meanings and interpretations. The phrase, once in a blue moon, is commonly used to describe something that happens very rarely. But the story behind this phrase is anything but common. So, let's embark on a journey that takes us back in time, traverses the cosmos, and delves into the intricacies of language, a journey to unravel the mystery of the blue moon. Because the moon, our moon, is not just a celestial body. It's a storyteller, a timekeeper, and a source of endless fascination and wonder. So prepare to set your gaze skyward as we set out to explore the enigma that is the blue moon. We'll delve into its origins, its meanings, and its frequency. We'll examine how it has shaped our language and our understanding of the world around us. And in doing so, we'll discover that the blue moon is not just a phenomenon of the night sky, but a testament to our enduring curiosity and our ceaseless quest for knowledge. So are you ready to unravel this celestial mystery? Are you ready to journey into the heart of the night sky and discover the secrets that it holds? If so, then join us as we unravel the mystery of the night sky. It's interesting to note that the phrase once in a blue moon once held a different meaning. That's right. When we say something happens once in a blue moon, we usually mean it's a rare event. But the phrase wasn't always synonymous with rarity. The idiom's history dates back to the 16th century, when it was first used in English. At that time, the phrase was used to describe something absurd or impossible. This was because the moon, in reality, was never blue. It was akin to saying, "when pigs fly," a clear indication of disbelief or skepticism. One of the earliest records of the blue moon phrase was penned by Cardinal Thomas Wolsey, a trusted advisor to England's King Henry VIII. In one of his writings, he expressed his disdain for his enemies, saying, "They would have you believe the moon is blue." Clearly, he was highlighting the absurdity of his adversaries' claims. But like all things, the phrase evolved over the centuries. By the 19th century, once in a blue moon came to represent rare occurrences, a shift away from its original connotation of impossibility. This change was largely due to its adoption in London street slang, where it was used to describe infrequent events. The modern usage of the phrase, however, didn't appear until the late 19th century. In an 1871 book, a character casually mentions eating a fruit pastry once in a blue moon. This phrase was used to convey the character's sporadic indulgence, marking the first documented use of the phrase in its modern sense. So the journey of the phrase once in a blue moon, from describing the absurd to the rare, is truly fascinating. It's a testament to the fluidity of language and how expressions can change and adapt over time. It wasn't till the 19th century that the meaning of this phrase changed, and it was used instead for rare events. And so the phrase once in a blue moon transformed from the impossible to the improbable, capturing our imaginations and becoming a staple in our everyday language. So what exactly is a blue moon? Well, there are two ways to define a blue moon. The first definition finds its roots in the 19th century Maine Farmer's Almanac. This almanac lists all the full moons in a tropical year, a period that spans from one winter solstice to the next, around December 20th. Typically, during this time, we witness 12 full moons, 3 moons per season. However, occasionally a season might have 4 moons. The extra moon, unlike the others, doesn't have a unique name, so it's simply referred to as the blue moon. Now, let's delve into the second explanation for a blue moon. which is a bit of a twist. This definition is the result of a mistake that was never corrected. It all started in the year 1946 when an article in the Sky and Telescope, a popular astronomy magazine, botched the explanation of the blue moon. The writer misinterpreted the Maine Farmer's Almanac and explained incorrectly that if a second full moon appears within a single calendar month, it is dubbed as a blue moon. This erroneous interpretation gained traction and eventually, over time, overshadowed the original definition. It's fascinating, isn't it? How a miscommunication can morph into an accepted fact and change the way we perceive phenomena. And yes, you've guessed it right. The term blue moon has nothing to do with the actual color of the moon. It's just a term used to describe a unique occurrence in the lunar calendar. So here we are, with two distinct definitions of a blue moon. One, an extra full moon in a season according to the Maine Farmer's Almanac, and two, a second full moon in a single calendar month, courtesy of an astronomical misunderstanding. While it may have started due to miscommunication, this second definition has become more popular than the original. But just how often do we get a blue moon, you may wonder? Well, the answer might surprise you. Blue moons, contrary to popular belief, aren't as rare as other astrological events. In fact, we typically witness a blue moon around every 2.5 years, according to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA for short. Now, that's not as frequent as our monthly full moons, but it's not exactly a once-in-a-lifetime event either. To understand why this happens, we need to delve a little deeper into the moon's phases. Our lunar neighbor goes through a complete cycle of phases in approximately 29.5 days. This cycle, known as a lunation, starts with a new moon, progresses to a full moon, and then wanes back to a new moon again. This lunar cycle is slightly shorter than our calendar month, which averages around 30 days. This discrepancy between the lunar cycle and the calendar month is what gives us the chance to witness two full moons in a single month. Imagine starting the month with a full moon on the first day. Given the moon cycle, we would expect the next full moon to occur just shy of a month later. If the following month is shorter, let's say it's February, or another month has fewer than 31 days, then there's a possibility that we could see another full moon before the month is out. This second full moon in the same calendar month is what we commonly refer to as a blue moon. It's a bit like getting an extra scoop of ice cream every now and then. It's not something that happens all the time, but when it does, it's a little bit special. So, while the phrase "once in a blue moon" might suggest something extremely rare, in the realm of astronomy, a blue moon isn't all that rare compared to other astrological events. So, there you have it, the mystery of the blue moon unraveled. We've journeyed together from the 16th century when the idiom "once in a blue moon" first made its appearance, signifying something absurd or impossible. This was a time when the moon, as we all know, was never really blue. Yet over the centuries, the phrase evolved, and by the 19th century, it had become part of the London street slang, used to describe rare events. We've also explored the two ways to describe a blue moon. The first description, based on the 19th century Maine Farmer's Almanac, refers to an extra full moon in a tropical year, an event that doesn't always align with our calendar year. This extra moon, lacking a unique name, was simply referred to as the blue moon. The second explanation, however, is a product of a misinterpretation that has persisted. In 1946, an article in the Sky and Telescope magazine incorrectly defined a blue moon as the second full moon appearing within a single month. Despite its inaccuracy, this definition has stuck around and is today more popular than the original. And how about the frequency of blue moons? Contrary to popular belief, they're not as rare as you might think. According to NASA, we typically witness a blue moon every 2.5 years. This is all due to the moon's phases, which usually span 29.5 days, allowing for at least one full moon each month, with the occasional exception of 2. So, next time you gaze at the night sky and marvel at the moon's ethereal glow, Remember our journey through time and language, through almanacs and astronomy. And next time you hear the phrase once in a blue moon, you'll know exactly what it means and how often it actually happens.